Frankie De Jong, your favorite midfielder's favorite midfielder. I think it's about time we give Frankie his flowers. We're at a consensus now, right? It's getting pretty unanimous. He's top three midfielders in the world. He's my favorite midfielder. He's my favorite player since Messi left Europe. Uh, Frankie De Jong's been my favorite player. And speaking of Messi, Frankie reminds me of Messi as a midfielder. And I'm not saying in the way where he gets the ball at half and goes and scores. I'm saying you cannot take the ball off of him. Over here, he's ahead. Down there with the feet, he's ahead. So he is literally like Messi in midfield. And he's so strong on the ball. You would think, oh, low center of gravity. This guy's like 5'11". It's not a low center of gravity. He was perfectly handcrafted, similar to Jude Bellingham. He has everything. Like, sorry, maybe not everything because Jude's a good finisher and good around the box and shooting, and Frankie doesn't really shoot. But what I mean is he has the brain and he has the physical attributes and he has the proper frame. That's what I mean by Frankie has everything. His technicality is top 1%. Not in the world, top 1% of footballers, top 0.1 technicality, probably 0.5 technicality. In terms of athleticism, he's so underrated because he doesn't showcase it. But look at when he goes to drive with the ball. You can't touch him. But go look at when he raced Dembele in training. He beat Dembele in training. I'm not saying he's faster than Dembele. I'm saying he's fast. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying he's faster than Dembele. Frankie De Jong, the Celta Vigo coach, after the match yesterday said, in order to take the ball off of Frankie De Jong, you need to kill him. He said you need to kill him because you can't take the ball off him. Like what I'm telling you, he's ahead here and here. If you rewatch Frankie De Jong highlights, but I'm not talking about goals and assist highlights. I'm talking about like if you watch all of his actions match by match and you slow it down. You don't even have to slow it down, but if you do, you really see it. What the hell? How is this guy so ahead? When the ball's rolling to him, in his mind, it's like he's already seeing 10 seconds into the future. He knows the guy's gonna come here to tackle, so he spins off, and it's a joke. He is so good, and he's getting his flowers. There's a few people still saying on Twitter when Gavi or Bernal or whatever come back, when Casado comes back to top form, whatever, that he's gonna be benched. You have no idea what you're talking about. Bernal's a lone pivot, first of all. So if we're going to play in a lone pivot system, okay, he can be the starter. But there's no reason why Frankie and Pedri can't play in front of him. No reason. I love Gavi. He's one of my favorite players. He's not a better footballer than De Jong. And I'm not even 100% sure I could tell you that Pedri's a better footballer than De Jong. Footballer. Pedri's amazing. But when Pedri plays without De Jong, he still play. I'm not trying to say he doesn't play good or nothing, but De Jong can do it alone. And he might be the only one that I know that can do it alone. Gavi, one game without Pedri, without De Jong, played good against Madrid. But when I talk about control the whole game, I don't know anyone other than Messi and De Jong that does it like this. The whole game, 90 minutes, every single action, you can run every single play through Frankie De Jong. I'm pointing here because he's on my second monitor. I'm just looking at a picture of him on my second monitor. He can run every single action for 90 minutes. People, and like, that's becoming a thing too that people underrate. Availability. Availability is becoming underrated. And I know he's had his injuries, but he goes long periods, as he should, right? He's a professional footballer, but it's not too common anymore. Playing 90 minutes every single game. I never hear anybody saying we should rest Frankie. I never hear anybody say that. They say we should rest Pedri, we should rest Gavi, we should blah, 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 blah. Yamal, this guy, we should rest Koundé, whatever. Never heard anybody say we should rest Frankie. Because we all know, people don't want to admit it, but you know he's a robot. He's not human. He's that good. He's Superman in midfield. He's unbelievable. I have his statistics pulled up here. I just want to go over them quick before I start talking about other stuff. In terms of, I'm not going to talk about his shooting. In terms of passing, obviously his pass accuracy and stuff. Like he played for Barcelona, you know what I mean. But people are he's better than 85% of players in terms of expected assists and assists. His successful passes 98%. Yeah, you're playing for Barcelona, I get it. His long ball accuracy is underrated, 94%. A lot of players nowadays have the idea, but not the execution. Frankie seems like he doesn't miss a lot. Like everything, he makes everything look so easy. But I hate how the last 5, 6 years everyone was against him, and I feel like they were against him for dumb reasons. I feel like the fact that he's not Spanish, the fact that he's not from La Masia, and the fact that he came with a $75 million price tag and those wages, people were automatically against him. When the team wasn't doing good and they needed somebody to pick on, they're never going to pick on the La Masia player. They're never going to pick on someone that only costs 10 million euros. You know, they're never going to pick on a Spanish player when they have the option to pick on a Dutch player, not from the academy, with big wages and a big price tag. But it wasn't Frankie's fault that with Xavi, we went 4 months without winning a game more than 1-0. You know, it wasn't Frankie's fault that our squad kept getting injured, leaving him to die as a lone pivot when he's not even a lone pivot. Listen, with over the next 10 years, the last thing I'm going to say now about Frankie de Jong, actually, hold on, I'm going to talk about his defensive game, and I know stats don't tell everything, but he averages 3 tackles per match, right? Which is better than 85% of players in his position. He wins 96.6% of his duels. 96. I don't even have to explain that. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. He wins 96.6% of his duels. And everybody was hating Frankie. Now that he's playing, if he continues to play in a system, doesn't have to be under Flick. It could be under Nagelsmann. It could be under Cesc Fabregas. You know, Busquets can become a manager and come back maybe. It can be under, as long as he's not playing as a lone pivot, 5 to 7, maybe 10 more years, he keeps developing up here, keeps refining his game. Like Modric kept getting older and better. Pirlo kept getting older and better. This guy has GOAT midfielder potential. He's gonna be give him 5, 7-ish, I don't know, more years of top football like he's playing right now. And he's gonna be at table 2, guaranteed for midfielders, maybe table 1. Start watching football with your eyes. With your eyes, okay? Football's not played on paper, it's played on grass. I don't care what you're reading on the paper, the statistics sheet. I don't care if you're comparing his goals or this and that goal GA. I don't know. Football's played on grass, not paper. Just watch. And last thing I'm gonna say about Frankie's I already been blabbing 7 minutes. Go look at what Amadou Onana said about him. Go look at what any of your favorite midfielders or players said about Frankie de Jong. You'll understand. Next topic. Well, in other news, let's talk about Eric Garcia. I'm happy that Eric Garcia finally got to start at right back. It's been a while. He's played there before, obviously. He's better than Koundé in possession, 100%. He offers more dynamism going forward. And defensively, it's looking very similar recently. I know Koundé probably he's going through a rough patch. It happens. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Koundé really hasn't been rested over the last 2.5, 3 years with the national team and at club level. So he's going through a slump. I get it. I've been praying for Eric Garcia to finally get in a start at right back. It came yesterday. I'm happy about that. He's better in the high line, and he's just overall right now. Eric Garcia is on a very big upward spiral. The loan to Girona, was very helpful for him in his career trajectory. So that was good yesterday. Shout out to Eric Garcia. Definitely so far, I think, most improved player. Unless you're talking about De Jong again, because De Jong's... Huh. Anyway, Rashford too. A lot of people, there's like the very 50-50 view on Rashford in the media, I would say. I'm big on Barcelona Twitter, and his output is good, but the football is not good, is what people are saying. So does that mean that the output's not going to be consistent because the football is not good? But I don't think the football is not good. I think the football is not pretty. He doesn't play Barcelona football, but that means he's a game breaker. When teams come against Barcelona, they know what to expect. They defend in specific ways because they know what to expect. And Rashford's not going to play to what they expect. Therefore, he's a game breaker. It's like Jeremy Doku, who's I'll make another video on him. Jeremy Doku at Man City. Man City is... But who's their biggest difference maker, maybe outside of Erling Haaland? Not a passer, it's a dribbler. You give the ball to Jeremy Doku, it's a chance created, guaranteed. But it's by dribbling. It's by speed, agility, change of direction, shiftiness. You know, he's almost playing like he's doing crossovers and stuff. He's disgusting. It's like there's electricity running through his body. He's dancing on the field. But City is a team of passing, slow, keeping possession, The ball gets to Doku. It's not slow anymore, and it's very risky. The whole team is risk aversive, and Doku's a risk taker. See how they're opposites? But Doku changes the game. Of course, Haaland puts the ball in the net, but what Doku does should not be going unnoticed. He's my dream Barcelona left wing signing, by the way. Back to Rashford. Similar thing. Similar thing. Rashford looks to get the ball into the box or on target like this. And I love that from him. He's not the most prettiest player. Or he's not the prettiest player. Sorry for the grammar. He doesn't have the best stepovers or small touches. He's not from La Masia. He comes from a different footballing school. The British football school is a very, very different. They play a very, very different way of football. He's direct though, which we need. We need somebody that's direct. He has pace and power, which we've been needing. If I go on my Twitter, I can find 100 tweets about how we need P and P. And he puts the ball in the net or in the box for somebody else to put in the net. So don't focus too much on if it's pretty. Just focus on if it's effective. Because at the end of the day, as long as it's effective, you can't really complain. In terms of Rashford, I think he's doing a great job. Would I sign him for 30 million at the end of the season? I don't know. It depends what our finances are looking like, and we still have a long season to go. He can come back from Christmas break and completely just go downhill. He can come back from Christmas break and just go, and then of course I would sign him, right? For 30 million, of course. But as of right now, I still want to give him some more time. I'm happy with what's going on. In terms of the high line situation, it's becoming really frustrating. And I don't really know where to go with it because some people are saying, if the forwards could press, blah, 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 like the whole team has to do it. It's too easy to get there, which it's way too easy. The structure is terrible. What I seen somebody was saying was Arsenal, Manchester City, Bayern, I don't know, PSG, I think. Arsenal, PSG, Manchester City, and Bayern, very dominant teams, and their wingers and just players in general have no problem taking risks when they go forward. They have no problem taking defenders on, blah, blah, blah. But a big mental part of that is when they lose. Oh, this is what he said. He said, when players on Arsenal, Manchester City, PSG, Bayern Munich, when they lose the ball, they're not in panic mode because they know they have a good, strong structure behind them. Barcelona, you lose the ball, it's a 50% chance the other team's scoring. Not a 50% chance that they're going on a good count. There's a 50% chance that they're scoring because it's that easy. It's that easy. Obviously, counterattacks are hard to defend, but counterattacks against Barcelona are that easy. You can win the ball at your box and make two passes, and you're one-on-one with Szczesny, who's not at this point in his career, he's not a Barcelona caliber goalie, right? So the high line flick, we have the international break now. I'm praying that there's some refinement, okay? And the second half yesterday, Celta Vigo didn't even create 0.1 xG, I'm pretty sure. They created no chances in the second half yesterday. And so it's possible, it's very possible. Obviously, it's good to note Celta Vigo isn't a top team, but it's still a team that does very well with the ball compared to the rest of the La Liga, and it's a team that has given Barcelona trouble over the last few years. At least last 6-7 years with Iago Aspas and the crew and whatever. So it's possible. We've seen in the second 45 yesterday, led by Frenkie, we've seen that it's possible to have a good structure and still be Barcelona and still play Barcelona football. So Hansi needs some refinement to happen during the international break now. And I'm not saying we come back right away perfect, but it needs to be improved. Okay. And if you've seen yesterday in the game, Kubarsi and De Jong were just abandoning the high line at certain points because the players are sick of it. And if the coach loses the players' respect, it's like when you lose your girlfriend's respect. She's gone. They're gone. And that's it. Once that relationship, if Hansi Flick loses the respect and the obedience of the players, we might not even come top 2 in the league. So we got a lot of work to do. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is Lewandowski. I mean, finally he came back from injury because Ferran Torres has not been up to standard. Not even his fault. He's just not that player. Hat-trick in his first start since I don't even know when. He's already second top goal scorer in La Liga, 7 goals, tied with Julian Alvarez. It's a joke. And you know what? I'm ready to say Lewandowski's a bigger Barcelona legend than Suarez. And he might be a better all-time player than Suarez, but the problem was he spent so much time in the Bundesliga that it gets taxed off. And not because the Bundesliga is not a reputable league, it's because we people don't watch it. Not the same way that people watch the Premier League, La Liga, or Serie A and Champions League. Bundesliga doesn't get the same audience as the rest of these leagues, so a lot of people don't even understand what Lewandowski was doing there. They think he was just scoring. He was that good. False nine, like not when I say dribbling, I don't mean dribbling like Doku. I just mean like in terms of ball at his feet, he can create a chance for himself. He was a false nine. He can create a chance for his teammate. You know, just because he was a top 0.0001 finisher doesn't mean he couldn't do anything else. I'm here to tell you, Lewandowski is a bigger Barcelona legend than Suarez, and the conversation that I never thought I would join is he might be a better all-time player than Suarez. And I don't really want to sit here and shade on Suarez, but as I used to watch Barcelona games, Champions League games, knowing Suarez was going to go today. He went 4 years without scoring an away goal in the Champions League. He has like 3 or 4 seasons with Barcelona with under 5 Champions League goals. 2 seasons, he only scored 1 goal in like 8 games. 8 or 9, maybe 10 games, I don't know. How can Suarez play 10 games in the Champions League and come out with 1 goal on multiple different occasions? His decline was ridiculous. I know, like his knees are messed up and he got fat and whatever. But Lewandowski, he's in year 4 now, I believe, for Barcelona. He has over 100 goals already. He shows up when you need a goal. He scored a hat trick against Inter in that group stage. What was that? The year we won the league with Xavi. He scored a hat trick in the group stage against Inter. Just like he just does it. He just shows up. He's a big time baller. Okay, I've been yapping for too long. I hope we come back strong after this international break. Next video is on Jeremy Doku because he's doing disgusting things, and I don't like that Jeremy Doku is not getting recognition because he doesn't put the ball in the net that often. Visca Barca, enjoy the rest of your day. Frenkie de Jong is your favorite midfielder's favorite midfielder. Take it easy.